So here I am approaching Marina Bay Sands, which is like 6 skyscrapers with a kind of a big ship on top. It's absolutely humongous. It's huge, gigantic, gargantuan. Very expensive. I mean, I can't remember how much the rooms are, but isn't it amazing? It's a real. I'm in downtown Singapore. You get a real sense of the scale of this place. It's a real major Asian city, a big economic hub. And isn't it lovely? Oh, and I'm just looking at that. I love that wall. Have you noticed? It's got little reflecting things that flow with the wind. And it looks like kind of water gushing. Isn't it lovely? So this really is a wonderland. It's a wonderland, that's what it is. And you can come here for 500 quid for the flight if you're very clever and you, like me, you book early. And then, the space pod place I'm staying in, and I'm staying with lovely friends as well. But the space pod place is $30 a night. Very nice, very comfortable. I was just spending the afternoon watching BBC News. So you can have a holiday, a lovely, say, month's holiday. Well, if you get a month's holiday. But you could come here for a few weeks for not a huge, gigantic amount. And then food. Well, you can eat lovely food for a bit more, but food's not very expensive at all. So this is my bit for the tourists, You can go up and have a cocktail on top of Marina Bay Sands for not an extortionate amount. So Singapore, a holiday destination. You don't need a visa. You can come here for 90 days. And there everybody's lovely. It's organised, it's ordered, it's clean. You feel very safe. And I know there are some dodgy human rights things, the Internal Security Act, capital punishment, all those kind of things. But I suppose, one can criticise those, and I have criticised those publicly, but it's also lovely. You feel really safe, you can walk anywhere. It's very, very nice. Oh, here's Marina Bay Sands. And I once went into a lovely diamond shop and I oogled these big diamonds that cost about hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then a man in a suit looked very suspiciously at me. So I won't do it that time. But isn't it beautiful? Isn't it absolutely beautiful? I'm going to go in. I'm supposed to be jogging, but I can't be bothered anymore. Ooh! The aircon's wonderful. You see, they're all queuing to go up to the top for their little cocktail. The problem with that is, when you have your cocktail, you've got your head in someone's armpit. I once went with my father up to the top and went to a lovely pool area, had a lovely time, and only realised after that, that I wasn't allowed there, but they thought I was a hotel guest. Look at the wonderful gold. Look at the lovely gold. Gold. But I'm not really a gold fan. I like diamonds. I like rare diamonds. But unfortunately, I don't have the budget for that particular predilection. But you can still look, can't you? And then we're coming into the centre. I don't like those. It's rather vulgar. Oh no, look at that. It's ghastly. Ghastly. Don't go for those sort of things. Lovely. Isn't it nice? It's like a little, I don't know what it's like. It's like a little loveliness. There's a casino, but I'm not going to the casino because that's a quick way to lose money. And I prefer the slow way to lose money, which is having fun. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going. I can't remember how to get. I want to get to Gardens by the Bay. Oh, it's so lovely, isn't it? Lovely building, and you can go all the way up. You see, That's nice. Beautiful air conditioning. Apparently the gardens by the bay, the greenhouses are open to 2 a.m. So I'm going to have, the other guys are busy, so I'm going to go and have a look at the greenhouses. And you've got they've got trees in these little big pots. In these great big pots. Ooh, that's where I went in last time, I think. No, it can't be. Is that where I went in last time? And the man looked very suspiciously at me. Like, you can't afford that. No, I don't like that. It might cost a lot of money, I don't like it. I suppose the phone's shaking so much it must be like the Blair Witch Project, but never mind. Gardens by the Bay. I'm going to go to Gardens by the Bay. Ooh, that's nice little water, you see. A lovely water feature. Everything's beautiful. It's like a sort of paradise. It is a paradise. A paradise on earth. That's a cliche, isn't it? The lovely thing about Singapore is you hear all sorts of different languages. Lots of little cultures, lots of different languages. Oh, it's the lift that everybody's cramming into. I don't want to cram into the lift. Is there not a better way of doing this? I'm going to walk this way. I'm sure I don't have to cram into the lift. I don't believe in cramming into lifts. I just have to walk a bit further. Ooh, that's the stairs. No, I don't want to do the stairs either. Maybe. Oh, I'm going to go up the stairs. You know, it's exercise. I'm supposed to be jogging after all. Oh, now that's interesting. That is... Oh, sorry, I'm just thinking if people are wondering why I'm... That's the Bodhi tree. And it is growing out of the concrete. This Bodhi tree is an interesting one. It's got this little drip tip, you see. It's got a drip tip. But it was a tree under which Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, received enlightenment. But it's very good at growing in all sorts of places. You know, if you've got a little crack in some concrete, this concrete doesn't look in particularly good repair. I hope it doesn't go crack at some point. But anyway, Bodhi trees go everywhere. They're wonderful. Now where are we? Everyone seems in an awful rush. But I think for some people, touristing can be very stressful. Not for me because I've got so long here. And I've sort of seen everything as well. La 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 la. Oh, we got quite high now. Very good. Very good. And then... Ooh. There we are. We're at the top. Now we can go on through. We can go on through. Ooh, lovely blast of aircon from the Marina Bay sands. And there you see the hotel beneath. The buffets, the bars, the rooms. And there's a sculpture. And it means, what does it mean? Artificial rock. Well, it does what it says on the tin, really, doesn't it? And I'm not going to be... I think it's rather nice. I like it. The way the rock catches the light Quite beautiful, really, isn't it? And there's another artificial rock. You can never get enough artificial rock. Is that artificial rock 2? It's artificial rock number 86. Well, there are lots of artificial rocks in, aren't there? Wonderful. So on we go into the... Well, now we're going through to the gardens, you know. Through to the gardens. Here we are. Well, the gardens are on a gigantic scale. You see over there, I'll stop so you can actually see. There are super trees, which are artificial trees. Behind them are sort of 2 bumps, they're a bit like boobs. And they are greenhouses. Gigantic greenhouses with controlled atmospheres. Cool atmospheres, so it's wonderful. And then we're going on through into the gardens. These trees look interesting. Quite nice. It's like an avenue. Oh, and there's this cruise ship. Over there, you can see, in the distance, the red thing is a cruise ship. Sinting, lots of people having fun. Genting Dream. So there we go. So isn't that a lovely thing to have for everybody? And actually, they're very responsible. They've got all sorts of displays on climate change and things like that, because that's a really big problem. I was looking at the news today. It's quite balmy here in Singapore. It's probably about 25 degrees. And then in London, it's 38 degrees. You know something's seriously wrong when it's 13 degrees higher in Singapore than it is in London. It's a big worry, isn't it? It's a big worry. You know, and in our household we have got our gas and electrics are from an environmental, totally 100% green. So we don't release any carbons from our household. It's very easy to switch and we pay less as well. greenenergy.co.uk. So, you know, that's nice. I have come over here on an aeroplane, so I suppose that's quite naughty carbon-wise. But, you know, well, there's a Buddhist monk. I do love a Buddhist monk. It gives you a feeling of sort of serenity just looking at them. Anyway, down the escalator. There's the super trees over there. And it has a certain magic at night time as well. What's the time? How long have I been prattling for? 13 minutes. Well, that's nothing. That's not long enough, is it really? To have a good prattle. So I'm going to prattle on. And I'm sure there'll be lots to prattle about. I can't see anything at the moment, but I'm sure I'll think of something. Yeah, so it is a bit cooler this evening, which is very nice. I jogged from Lavender, you know, for about 40 minutes. I usually do my full hour jog, so I haven't done my full hour jog, but I climbed those stairs, which I suppose counts. And I think let's go up into the... There we are. Gosh, it's very busy, this thing. It's very busy. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. In the space pod, I was watching Prime Minister's Questions with an American guy. And he was fascinated by it. You know, people were roaring and bellowing. And he said, is that good or bad? And I said, well, that's a good bellow. Somehow being British and knowing Parliament, you know what a good bellow is and a bad bellow is. But anyway, it just shows you what a kind of bizarre theatrics it is for people outside. And people here in Singapore, I mean, when we talk about Brexit, they are absolutely scathing. They think, I mean, what on earth is going on? You know, what on earth? In Singapore, they probably wouldn't have had a referendum. They'd have just decided, and that would be it. That would be it. Kaplonk. And actually, Singapore separated from Malaysia. It was once part of Malaysia. And Lee Kuan Yew desperately wanted it to remain part of Malaysia. Oh, that's a nice view, isn't it? Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely wonderful. He wanted it to remain part of Malaysia, but in the end it wasn't possible. So it became its own state, which he was very reluctant about that. But it all happened at the top. It all happened through governments. And you know, it is a democracy, sort of. But to be honest, the ruling party do such a good job, they kind of leave them there. And yeah, it's just very well ordered, very well organised. And actually, there's very little poverty. You know, there's a very careful system. Nobody goes hungry. So it's very, very well organised. And of course, very little crime, but of course it's quite a small island. So their police force, you know, can get anywhere pretty quickly. But you do feel very safe. You do feel very safe. Which cannot always be said in Oxford, I'm afraid. You know, all that dreadful drug dealing that goes on. But I'm not suggesting, for anyone who thinks this, I'm not suggesting that topping people is a good way of dealing with drug dealing. I'm not suggesting that at all. But I am saying that one of the consequences of that kind of thing, of having a very hard line on drug dealing, is that there are hardly any drugs. There's hardly any crime. Maybe a good way to do it is just legalise all drugs. If you legalise all drugs, some people have suggested that, haven't they? Maybe that's a good idea. Anyway, where am I going? I want to go to Satay by the Babes. I want something to eat. So where am I going? Everyone's going that way. Everyone wants to go to see the super trees. But I don't like them. I'm sick of them. I've seen them about 25,000 times. Oh, and isn't it peaceful? Look. So peaceful. Look at the light. I'll stop for a moment. Look at that light on that rock. I mean, isn't that beautiful? Someone's really thought about that. Beautiful bonsai. Isn't that lovely? I do like the rocks. Oh, so peaceful. I've entered a little peacefulness. Look at those rocks. Aren't they beautiful? Aren't they gorgeous? Look at these gorgeous rocks. It's wonderful. You know, sometimes solitude is a nice thing. Solitude is a nice thing if you like yourself and you're in very good company. I absolutely adore myself, so when I'm alone, I'm with someone I absolutely adore. So I enjoy myself very much. But it all depends, you know, solitude can be absolute agony if you don't adore yourself. Gosh, I am talking crap, aren't I? Now, what I do like is... Oh, I like the effect of the light on those palms. That's nice, isn't it? Look at the way those palms just drooping in the light. They're just drooping like kind of hair. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't it gorgeous? And here we have a Ficus bengalensis. And it is said that Alexander the Great camped an entire army of 100,000 people under one single specimen of this tree, because it extends. You note the branches extend, and aerial roots grow down from the branches and in turn become trunks. And it extends and extends and extends. Obviously its extension has been limited here, but I've got one of those in a pot at home. I'm getting sick of the bloody thing. But I imagine, you know, if I could plant it in the garden, it would get quite impressive. But, you know, you can't do that because it would die. So if anyone out there watching this on Facebook who's managed to watch me for 19 minutes and 25 seconds wants a Indian banyan tree, you know, for this kind of like house plant, then let me know. Message me. And I'm gladly give it to you for watching me for this long. So I'm going there later. I'm going to the cloud forest later, but I want to eat first. So I'm going to go to Satay by the Bay. Where is Satay by the Bay? this way, I believe. Everyone's very friendly and there's a kind of sense of respect here. You know, respect for other people. In a way. You don't really get that so much in Britain. It was different. You know, people do each other in. Here, people don't do each other in. Not like that. Now, there's a cloud forest. I'm going to go there later. Now, where the bloody hell is Satay by the Bay? I'm lost. Oh, no, I just go over there. Where the... Oh, it's this way, I think. Oh, yeah, there we go. What are these? Oh, they're little fossilized trees. How lovely. Very nice, very nice. Please do not step in. Flower bed. No. That looks interesting. I wonder what that is. Selba speciosa. Seba speciosa. I haven't got a clue what that is. With little spikes on it. Anyway, where am I going now? Exquisite Valley. Yeah. These Americans. I'll just find the sign. Where is it? Super Grove. Saturday. I want to go to Saturday by the... Oh, there it is. Saturday by the Bay. Good, I'm en route now. And the lighting's been so carefully thought out. You know. It's just wonderful. It's just wonderful. Which way do I want to go? Where's the sign gone? Ah! So... Saturday by the blinking bay. That way, apparently. Oh well, I'll just get lost in the undergrowth. Oh, isn't it lovely? Is it gorgeous? Oh! And there is a sound. I don't know if you can hear that. They are frogs, I believe, or maybe toads. They don't go on dates. They don't have dating apps. So what they do is they just bellow. And then other little frogs presumably find them. Which is fair enough, I suppose. There we are. Interesting. It's interesting how the lighting works. It's wonderful, isn't it? You see, during the night, you see a completely different, you get a different impression of everything. But what you notice is everything has been soaked. There are super trees. Those are super trees, which are kind of trees made of metal. And they've got things growing up them, but I think they collect rainwater or something, or they harness solar power or something clever like that. These are amazing. I love these palms. I wish they were cold tolerant. I'd grow them in my garden. I don't have any space, but anyway, what the hell. Another gigantic. Because bigger is better. Oh, there's a lotus pond, and I can hear Carmina Burana over there. Very bombastic, isn't it? And you can see the lilies. They haven't really lit the lilies, but they're still lovely. There's a fountain. What palm is that? I love the little labels as well. Yeah, lovely. I hope I'm going to getting closer to dinner. I'm not convinced. Oh, there's a little ducky poo. That's a whistling duck. Ah. That's quite a nice fountain, isn't it? Oh, and they've got Victoria lily. And it looks as if the Victoria lily is in blossom. That is a Victoria lily. I'm sure that must be a Victoria lily. Yes, that's unmistakable, isn't it? Yes. They're supposed to have the most wonderful scent, actually, the Victoria lily. But they're unmistakable because of these leaves, which kind of upturn at the end. It's beautiful, 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 beautiful. I mean, you don't get anything like that in England. I mean, the climate doesn't really suit it. But still... Oh, there's some lovely fishy poos. I've never seen the fishies. Gigantic fish. What is in this aquarium? Oh, from the Amazon basin. Interesting. So that's a pacu. They can grow up to 1 metre in length. They are impressive, aren't they? Yeah. God, I hope I got it right. I hope they still open this place. I seem to have wandered into a completely place I've never been before. I can't see many people. I hope it's not parallel dimension. Cacti. I seem to be in cacti land now. Oh, I do like these cacti. Lovely. Oh, they've got those, what do they call those, Arizona ones. They didn't do anything by halves, the Singaporeans. You've got to hand it to them. No, I want my dinner. I don't want cacti, I want my dinner. Which way now? I'll go that way. Ah, that looks promising. I'd love to stay in what's a cacti. But of course there are cacti that will grow outside in Britain with good drainage. I've got some prickly pear cacti that survive the winter perfectly easily. Ah, and I'm heading in the right direction. Lovely. But you hopefully, if you're still watching this, if anyone's still watching this video, you're hopefully getting the impression of how absolutely lovely this place is. You know, it's really delightful. And it's not actually hot at the moment, it's quite cool. Isn't that lovely? There's another view of the fountain. You get a bit of an impression, I don't know if you've watched Crazy Rich Asians, the movie. It's very good, very, very funny. They got a lot of scenes from Singapore in that. And as I say, you don't have to be rich to come here. You know, I'm not rich. I've been staying with lovely, lovely friends. But if you don't mind co-sharing, you know, in the space pods or something, then it's very reasonable. So I do hope I'm getting closer to dinner. I follow the signs. More froggy poos. Oh, da 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 da. I like prattling at this video. It's kind of comforting in some sort of strange way. You know, sort of let all the thoughts just kind of dribble out of your brain. There's something kind of quite nice about it. It's like sleeping with your mouth open. Well, I want my dinner. I want my dinner. Is the food stall this way? The food place?
Food place?
Yeah, Satay by the Bay. Is it that food?
No.
Oh, don't worry, it's okay. It's okay. He was not a fountain of knowledge, but then fair enough, bless him. Oh, where's my dinner? I followed the sign. I followed the bloody sign. Now it's saying it's that way. Oh, I think I know where I've been going. But it's nice to have, actually, it's a sign of a good garden where they let the paths wander around and you get lost. That's what you want to do with a good garden, really, isn't it? Get lost. Now, Satay by the Bay. There we are, Satay by the Bay. That's where I want to go. It's kind of old style sort of hawker food. And this morning for breakfast, because as I say, everybody was busy, so I had, well, for lunch I went to see the new Aladdin film with Will Smith as the genie. It was very good, very funny, very well done. Then I had chocolate tower for lunch. Then I went back to the space pod, and then I watched politics, all about Boris Johnson. I had a lovely chat with a lovely American guy who's very interested in British politics. So that was lovely, and now I'm going to go for my din-dins. So it's going to be a bit difficult holding the video camera and ordering my din-dins and eating my din-dins. So I'll just show you the area in case you're still curious, and then I will switch it off. What they do in Singapore is old people often get little jobs, clearing up trays and things like that. And they've got their, it's obviously not compulsory, but they love it. You get these little old ladies, very sweet little old ladies, working in these little stalls, and make a bit of money, and it keeps them kind of active. So there we are. That's nice, and there's food, so you can come and order as beer as well. I might be tempted by the beer, possibly. So with that, I will say goodbye.